Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to this first day of February. Yay. We've got a lot to work on this week, so I want to go over our calendar real quick and then share some resources specifically on annotated bibliographies so that we can get a really good head start on the assignments coming up. So this week, we're going to start working on our annotated bibliography. Hopefully you guys are familiar with this mode of research collection. I'm going to go over it in some detail, but an annotated bibliography is basically a research journal done in a particular format. So of course we'll be using APA style for this class. An annotated bibliography is composed of an annotation and a bibliography, which is why it's called an annotated bibliography. The annotation is a short paragraph discussing a source, and the bibliography is your reference. So it's basically a citation and a short paragraph following for each of the sources that you're using. And I'll show you more information about that in just a minute. We also want to start working on manager interviews and how we're going to format those into a memo. Good thing you've got practice with memos in the previous weeks, right? So it's old hat. You're really good at this, right? You are. You absolutely are. So we'll be working on getting those manager interviews set up for the memo as well. So I want you to begin working on that because, of course, in this COVID era, it is harder to get somebody scheduled for something like this. So please don't feel like you have to do anything face-to-face. In fact, I would vastly prefer you do it in a virtual forum, over Zoom, over the phone, through email if you need to. Just want to keep us all safe and secure. So do the interviews virtually if possible. We're also going to be working on our MRI, not like that. That's a medical thing. An MIR topic, determination assignment. That's going to be due on Wednesday. So today and tomorrow, I'd like you to really dig deeply into what topic you think might work for your MIR assignment. That's the big one that we're doing at the end of the quarter. But I don't want us to save it for the end of the quarter. Like lots of the assignments we're doing are building. It's called scaffolding to get us to this very large assignment. The annotated bibliography is going to help us get there. Manager interviews are going to help us get there. And so will this MIR topic discussion that we're doing. And so in an effort to help us spread out the workload from this very large assignment, we're going to be working on it a little bit each week as we head around the corner of midterms and into our last weeks together when that MIR document is due. So we do want to be thinking about a topic. We want to get started with that topic. If you start researching the topic and you find that it's one that's not going to work for you, that's absolutely fine. We're at a point where we can change it because we are working on it now. If you started researching it the week before it was due, you would have a very hard time finding a new topic and conducting all the research and still successfully completing the assignment by the due date. So once again, this is another safety net for you. If you start the research and you're like, this just isn't coming together, you still have time to find something different if you wish. So that MIR topic determination is going to be due Wednesday. And then the rest of the week, you're just going to be working on the annotated bibliography and the manager interviews memo. I did bump the manager interviews memo. It's going to be due next Tuesday instead of Sunday to give you a little bit more time on that because I really do want to focus our efforts on the annotated bibliography right now. And so let's click into that and take a look at what you're going to need to conduct to be successful in this assignment. So this is 50 points, not the most points we've ever gotten, but certainly not the least either. So it's good to spend some time on this. We want to write an annotated bibliography. You're going to incorporate this into the Management Investigative Report, or the MIR. And I've got some really good examples for you. Of course, our APA style manual has lots of information, but I also want to give you some additional stuff. I have a template for you here that's going to help you as you conduct an annotated bibliography research journey. So I'm going to open that for you here slowly because apparently my computer is from the dinosaur age. It is. I mean, it's actually very old. So our sources need to be in this APA style. So your name, the class, the instructor, the date, the title of annotated bibliography. We do need 10 sources for this, and the sources should come from reliable places. The CBC library databases is a really good place to get started. You can find them other places, but I would highly suggest starting with the CBC databases. And then we have our citation. We talked about annotated bibliography means paragraph and citation. So here's our citation done in APA style, and here is our paragraph where we talk about how the source could be used, what kind of benefit it might have for our research, all that other good stuff. So we have lots of examples in our style guide, but I also wanted to present this example for you as well. If I was doing this as an actual annotated bibliography document, the citations will just go one after the other. There won't be a new page for each citation. Does that make sense? You'll just have citation 1, citation 2, and it'll keep going from there. We do want to make sure that we alphabetize our sources. So if this was A Zweifel, this would be B Zweifel. Make sense? Alphabetize. That's good. So that's how our annotated bibliography is going to come together. I do have some resources for you in the modules tab as well for annotated bibliography. So do make sure to check that out. A couple notes. 2 of your sources need to include a conceptual model. We worked with conceptual models last week, and so I want to make sure that we're continuing to utilize those forms of information transmission in this document as well. So make sure at least 2 of your sources have that conceptual model. And as we're talking about annotations, they include summary, they include quotations, reflection, and then the URL. You can cut short if it gets excessively long. In addition to the example in a Word form document, I also have an example for you here if that's more accessible and easily read for you. So lots of great information here to help you be successful with your annotated bibliography. In terms of the memo, let's find that bad boy. Manager interviews memo. This is also a 50-point assignment. And I do also have a template for you. Of course, you're very good at memos by now, right? We got some practice with those, and they're very specific type of formatting. And one of the things that distinguishes a memo is its formatting. So that's why there are points associated with that. Date, to, from, subject. I do want a little introduction here. What topic are you looking at? What information would be helpful to get from this person? Which manager is likely to provide information about these most specific things? And then I need this information about the manager. You do not actually have to conduct your interviews yet. You have time to schedule them. That's why we're working on this now, right? So we've got several weeks to work with to get these interviews. I just need the information of the person that you want to get in touch with here. So you don't have to conduct the interview yet. Just provide this information and then schedule the interview so that it can be done well in advance of the MIR due date. And that's what you're going to be looking for in this particular assignment. So we've got lots to work on this week, lots of good things to help us out. If we go to the modules, I do have some annotated bibliography research for you here, some samples, different ways to go about constructing that document. So if you get stuck or if you need a little extra help, check out that annotated bibliography. The other great thing that CBC does, and I'll go to the website to help you find it here. If you go to the CBC library homepage, like I said, my computer's a dinosaur. This is ridiculous. There we go. If you go to the CBC library homepage, the CBC librarians are awesome at finding research. And I can just tell you they are just a tiny bit bored right now. So if you want some help finding sources, figuring out how to use keywords in your search phrases, reach out, because this is where you're going to get started looking at databases. You'll type in your keywords for your MIR topic, see what comes up. If nothing comes up that works for you and you're not sure how to get help or how to find better sources, you can live chat with a librarian. How fantastic is that? It's amazing. They're awesome. You can email them, you can call them on the phone. There are so many ways that you can get help and support. And these guys are incredible. Let me tell you what. They had to get a master's degree in library science to get this job. A master's degree in finding stuff in databases. So you can imagine that they're very good at it. And what might take you or I an hour to find, they can find in about 2 minutes. So really, it's incredibly time effective to reach out for some help. It may feel like it takes more time. You have to compose an email, you have to have this back and forth conversation. But at the end of the day, finding 10 sources that will help you on your own could take hours. Finding 10 sources that could help you with a librarian helping you could take 1 hour. So really think about the cost benefit analysis there in finding your sources, how to best use your time. And that's all I have for you guys this week. Lots of good things to work on. If you have questions, reach out. I'm here to help. Other than that, stay safe and healthy out there, guys, and have a good one.